Most people believe independence fades only in the very last years of life. But the truth is far more unsettling. For countless men and women, the slow decline begins well before 80, and it doesn't start with something dramatic. It sneaks in quietly, skipping a walk here, avoiding the stairs there, or letting aches convince you to sit instead of move. One day you realize the body that once carried you through every moment now feels like a barrier. And that realization can be devastating. Wisdom beyond 60, dear everyone. This is the moment where we must face a hard truth. Age alone is not what steals independence. It is the habits we build or fail to build after 60 that make the difference between living with freedom or living with limits. What makes this so mysterious, even shocking, is that the signs are easy to overlook. A neighbor who once gardened daily suddenly hires help. A friend who loved dancing quietly stops going to events. A parent who walked proudly to the store now prefers to stay inside. These are not random changes. They are warning lights. They show how quickly strength, balance, and confidence can slip away when daily routines no longer protect them. And yet there are others, the same age or older, who continue to live with remarkable vitality. They climb stairs with ease, travel, cook, and enjoy their days with laughter. What separates the two groups is not luck and not genetics alone, but daily choices made over years. Think about it. Independence is not just about physical ability. It is about dignity, the pride of living on your own terms. Losing that can feel like losing yourself. That is why this conversation matters so deeply. By shining a light on the habits that drain your freedom and the habits that preserve it, we uncover the path to a future where growing older does not mean growing weaker. It means growing wiser, stronger in spirit, and still capable of shaping your days. And this is where curiosity should stir inside you. If so many people lose independence before 80, why do some defy the odds? What are they doing differently? What are the daily decisions that keep them strong when others fall behind? That mystery is exactly what we are here to uncover. The answers may surprise you because they are often simple, hidden in the routines of everyday life. But simple does not mean unimportant. Simple is what builds resilience, brick by brick, year after year. Before we reveal those essential habits, let me pause and invite you to take one small action right now. Supporting this channel gives us the energy and motivation to keep creating content that speaks directly to you, content that matters for your health, your confidence, and your freedom. Please subscribe to Beyond 60 Wisdom today, and together we can continue to explore the powerful choices that help you age with strength and dignity. And now, a question for you to reflect on. Imagine two paths. A. You believe independence is mainly determined by genetics, something you cannot control. B. You believe independence is shaped by daily habits and choices you can start practicing today. Which one do you lean toward? Share your answer in the comments with the letter A or B. And let's see how our community thinks about the true source of lasting independence. When we talk about losing independence before 80, we are not speaking about a sudden event, but a gradual drift that often begins unnoticed. The first quiet force at work is the natural decline of muscle strength, something scientists call sarcopenia. After 60, the body begins to lose muscle mass unless it is actively maintained. This loss affects more than appearance. It weakens balance, slows movement, and makes once simple actions feel uncertain. A stumble on the stairs or difficulty rising from a chair is not just inconvenient, it is a signal that the foundation of independence is eroding. Alongside this decline, chronic conditions slowly layer on new limitations. Arthritis stiffens the joints, making walking or bending uncomfortable. Heart disease and related issues drain energy, leaving less stamina for daily life. Diabetes and other metabolic conditions often complicate nutrition and physical activity. These challenges are not punishments of age itself, but consequences magnified by years of habits and choices. When the body carries this weight without daily practices to counterbalance it, the result is a slow narrowing of freedom. But physical decline is only part of the story. Another hidden factor is the creeping influence of a sedentary lifestyle. Modern life makes it easy to sit for hours, whether watching television, scrolling through a phone, or simply resting in a favorite chair. Yet every hour of stillness takes something away. Muscles that are not used begin to weaken further. Joints stiffen. Circulation slows. The body adapts to inactivity by becoming less capable of activity, a paradox that catches many off guard. Then comes the overlooked impact of poor sleep and unbalanced nutrition. Nights spent tossing and turning rob the body of the deep rest it needs to repair itself. Days fueled by processed foods rather than wholesome meals leave the body without the building blocks for energy and strength. Without restorative sleep and proper nourishment, even the strongest intentions cannot sustain independence. The body cannot perform at its best when recovery and fuel are missing. Finally, there is the silent weight of social isolation. When friendships fade, family visits become rare, or someone chooses to withdraw from community, motivation begins to crumble. Human beings are wired to connect. Without that spark of conversation, companionship, or shared activity, the drive to care for oneself weakens. Loneliness is not just an emotion, it is a condition that shapes health, spirit, and willpower. Many who lose independence early are not only losing muscle or balance, they are losing the encouragement that comes from meaningful human contact. Together, these forces create a pattern. Muscles weaken, illness complicates life, stillness replaces movement, energy runs low, and isolation darkens the spirit. Independence slips away not through a single cause, but through the combination of many. And yet, recognizing these forces is the first step in resisting them. When you see the road ahead clearly, you also see that the path can be changed. Growing older does not have to mean surrendering your freedom. It can mean choosing, each day, to fight back against the small habits that take it away and to embrace the practices that protect it. This is the deeper truth many never realize until it is too late. Independence is not stolen suddenly by age. It is quietly traded away by the choices we do or do not make. Once you understand that, the question becomes not, will I lose independence, but what am I willing to do today to keep it? When you picture the years beyond 60, it is easy to imagine life narrowing, but there is another image worth holding. Picture a man in his 70s, rising each morning with steady strength, tying his shoes without struggle, and stepping outside for a brisk walk. Picture a woman in her 80s, laughing with friends at a community gathering, still moving with grace and confidence. These scenes are not the product of luck alone. They are built piece by piece through daily choices that seem small, but add up to something powerful. Independence is preserved not through chance, but through intention, and the habits that create it are often within reach. The body has a remarkable ability to respond to consistent care. Even after 60, muscle responds to movement, bones respond to gentle stress, and the mind sharpens when given stimulation. Choosing to move daily to challenge the body in safe ways builds a shield against the weakness that otherwise creeps in unnoticed. It does not require extraordinary feats, only consistency. A short walk, light resistance exercises, stretching each morning, these are the building blocks of resilience. They remind the body that it still has work to do, and in return, the body stays capable of doing it. Food also shapes this path in ways we often overlook. Every meal is either a deposit into strength or a withdrawal from it. After 60, the body demands more careful attention to protein, vitamins, and minerals that support energy and repair. Too often, convenience replaces nourishment, and the result is slower recovery, less stamina, and diminished vitality. But when meals are built around simple, whole foods, they fuel not just the body, but the spirit, creating the energy to keep moving and engaging fully with life. Then there is rest, a cornerstone often neglected. True independence requires a body and mind that are restored each night. Without restorative sleep, balance falters, memory blurs, and energy dwindles. Creating habits that honor bedtime, that make the bedroom a sanctuary of calm, offers a gift that no medicine can replicate: natural renewal. This daily rhythm of activity, nourishment, and rest forms the framework of a strong and independent life. Yet independence is not only physical. It is equally rooted in connection. A person surrounded by conversation, laughter, and companionship carries a lightness that fuels health. Loneliness, on the other hand, can weigh as heavily as illness. Staying engaged with family, neighbors, and friends, participating in clubs, volunteering, or simply making time for a shared meal keeps the heart and mind alive. Independence is not only the ability to do things alone, but the freedom to choose how you share your time with others. Finally, independence flourishes when self-care becomes a non-negotiable part of daily life. The small rituals matter: staying hydrated, stretching gently, pausing to breathe deeply, or setting aside a moment for reflection. These are not luxuries, they are investments. They send a clear message to the body and the spirit that life is still valued, still purposeful, still worth living with intention. What emerges from these choices is not a guarantee that aging will be without challenges. No one escapes change. But what these habits provide is a buffer, a strength that allows you to meet change on your terms rather than being swept along by it. Independence, in the truest sense, is not the absence of difficulty, but the presence of capacity. It is the ability to stand up, to keep moving, to keep living with dignity and purpose. And that is within reach, one day and one choice at a time. If you want to hold on to independence beyond 60, you must think of it as a daily practice, not a distant hope. The truth is, strength, vitality, and freedom are not preserved by chance. They are earned through steady, deliberate habits that shape how you move, how you eat, how you rest, how you connect, and how you care for yourself. These habits are not grand or complicated, yet they form the foundation that determines whether the years ahead will be lived with confidence or with limitation. The first habit is movement, not as exercise in the strict sense, but as a way of living. The body was never designed to be still for long. Each step you take, each stretch you hold, each bit of resistance you apply reminds your muscles and bones that they still matter. It is not about pushing yourself to exhaustion, but about reminding your body every single day that it has work to do. A brisk walk around the block, lightweight training, gardening, or even dancing in the living room, these choices keep the doors of independence open. When you choose movement, you choose the ability to rise from a chair, climb stairs, and carry out the simple joys of life without hesitation. The second habit is eating with purpose. After 60, every bite counts more than before. Protein repairs and builds muscle, vegetables and fruits fuel the immune system, and whole grains provide steady energy. This is not about restriction, but about empowerment, choosing foods that give strength instead of stealing it. A meal rich in nourishment is an investment in tomorrow's vitality. Those who remain strong in later years are not always those who ate the most, but those who ate with the greatest care for what their bodies truly needed. The third habit is sleep, often overlooked, but absolutely essential. Without deep, consistent rest, the body cannot repair, and the mind cannot remain sharp. Good sleep is not a luxury. It is a necessity for anyone who hopes to stay independent. Setting a bedtime, keeping the room dark and quiet, and honoring the body's need for recovery creates the foundation for energy and alertness. With proper rest, each day begins with clarity and ends with renewal. The fourth habit is human connection. Independence is not only about the body, but also about the heart. People who stay socially engaged, who laugh with friends, who share stories and meals, live with a vitality that isolation steals away. Loneliness shrinks the will to move, to care, to grow. But connection breathes life into every day. A phone call, a visit, a shared activity, or joining a group. These small actions guard independence as surely as exercise or nutrition. The final habit is self-care. This does not mean indulgence, but consistent attention to the basics. Drinking water, stretching each morning, pausing for moments of reflection, even simply listening to the signals of the body, all of these are acts of respect for yourself. Self-care builds resilience, reminding you that your well-being is worth the effort. The ones who live with independence longer are often those who treated their health and energy not as something to be spent recklessly, but as something to be protected daily. These 5 habits are not distant ideals. They are practical, ordinary actions available to anyone who chooses them. Together, they form a shield against the slow erosion of strength and freedom. They do not erase every challenge, but they tip the balance in your favor. By moving daily, eating wisely, resting fully, connecting deeply, and caring intentionally, you are shaping a future where independence is not lost too soon, but carried proudly into the later years of life. The greatest lesson about independence after 60 is that it is not preserved by accident. It is created intentionally, day after day, through choices that may feel ordinary but carry extraordinary consequences over time. By now you can see that strength, energy, connection, and purpose are all deeply intertwined. The habits that nurture them are not just about living longer, but about living with dignity, freedom, and joy. What matters most is how these habits add up, how they stack together to form a life where you are still able to say yes to the things that give meaning. The benefit of moving every day is not only in stronger muscles, but in the confidence that comes with knowing you can rely on your body. Eating with care does more than fuel you. It tells your future self that you valued health enough to protect it. Prioritizing rest allows your mind to stay sharp and your spirit steady. Staying socially connected ensures that life is not just survived, but enjoyed, enriched by laughter, stories, and the presence of others. And practicing self-care is a daily reminder that your life is worthy of attention and respect. Taken together, these habits form a kind of safety net, catching you before decline becomes collapse. They will not remove every challenge, but they allow you to face challenges on stronger footing. When a setback comes, as it will in every life, you are better prepared to adapt, to recover, to continue living on your own terms. That is what independence truly means. Not perfection, not immunity from struggle, but the ability to keep shaping your days even as the years advance. Imagine the difference between two futures. In one, the days narrow as movement slows, meals lose their nourishment, sleep becomes restless, and loneliness settles in. In the other, mornings begin with energy, meals bring both joy and strength, evenings end with deep rest, and connections with others fill your heart with purpose. The choices made today determine which of these futures becomes reality. The habits may look small, but they carry the weight of freedom itself. This is why independence is best thought of not as something to be preserved passively, but as something to be cultivated actively. Each walk, each healthy meal, each hour of rest, each shared conversation, each act of self-care is a brick in the foundation of a life lived with autonomy. When practiced consistently, these small acts compound into resilience. They are the difference between watching life from the sidelines and continuing to participate fully in it. And perhaps the most powerful truth is this: it is never too late to begin. Even modest changes after 60 can lead to remarkable improvements. The body responds, the mind responds, the spirit responds. Independence is not lost all at once, and it does not have to be regained all at once. It is built moment by moment, choice by choice. What matters is the willingness to start and the commitment to keep going. So as you think about your own life, ask yourself, what choices will you make today that your future self will thank you for? Independence is not a gift handed down by age. It is a legacy you create for yourself. By choosing wisely, you are not only extending the years of freedom, you are enriching the quality of every day you have left to live. As we come to the close of this message, I want to leave you with something deeper than facts or advice. Independence, strength, and dignity in the later years are not about perfection or trying to live as though time does not touch us. They are about choosing to live each day with intention, with gratitude for the body that carries us and the spirit that still seeks joy. Many older adults believe that decline is something fixed, something that arrives no matter what they do. But the truth is that daily choices shape how gracefully and fully you experience these years. When you rise each morning and move your body, when you choose nourishing foods, when you rest with care, when you share time with people who lift you up, you are not just keeping yourself active, you are keeping the doors of life open. These small, steady habits are what turn the fear of aging into the freedom of living. The lesson here is simple but powerful. It is never too late to begin. You don't need to overhaul everything overnight. Just take one small step. Go for a walk, prepare a balanced meal, call a friend, or take a few minutes to stretch and breathe. Each choice is like planting a seed that will grow into greater independence and confidence tomorrow. The positive change may be gradual, but it is real, and it adds up day after day. You are not only preserving your own freedom, but also giving peace of mind to those who love you. They see your strength, they feel your joy, and they share in the dignity of your choices. The most important message is this: your life still matters, your presence still matters, and the years ahead can be meaningful and fulfilling if you decide to shape them with care. You are not powerless. You are capable of building a life that reflects your values, your resilience, and your wisdom. Hold on to that truth, because it will guide you through challenges and remind you of the strength you already carry within. Now let me ask you a simple question. Do you believe the small choices you make each day can truly shape your independence in the years to come? Please share your answer in the comments so we can all learn from one another's perspective. And finally, if you found this video meaningful, if it touched your heart or gave you something valuable to think about, I kindly ask you to support our journey. Subscribe to Beyond 60 Wisdom so you never miss another message. Leave your thoughts in the comments so we can hear your voice. Share this video with friends or family who might need encouragement today. Every bit of support gives us the strength to keep creating heartfelt, practical, and inspiring content for you. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. And thank you for walking this path of wisdom with us. Together we can continue to build a community that lifts each other up, one day at a time.